Welcome to this week's edition of Halftime on the Hudson. Alongside the greatest basketball manager in Maris history, Eddie Whitman, I'm Roman Caffini. We got a packed show for you tonight, but let's start with our hot takes. On July 3rd, 2017, small forward Darius Bazley signed to play with Syracuse for the upcoming fall. Bazley was a five-star recruit in high school, a McDonald's All-American, and the 9th-ranked small forward in his class. However, last Thursday, Bazley announced he is decommitting from Syracuse to sign with the NBA's G League. While Bazley may think this is a smart move and will start a trend, he's only hurting himself. In the past 2 years, 95 out of 96 McDonald's All-Americans went on to play college ball, the odd man out being Bazley. The majority of these prospects have gone on to play in the NBA and are developing their game at the highest level of competition. Even though Bazley may be the first to enter the G League this way, he is not the first to skip college in order to get a quicker paycheck. Two players who took similar paths are Brandon Jennings and Emmanuel Mudiay, who took their talents overseas instead of to college. How are both of their careers working out? While Bazley tries to be a trendsetter, I see him as nothing more than an uncertain person. Before Syracuse, he verbally committed to Ohio State, but then turned his back on them. He would have easily been the best player on Syracuse, a go-to option down the stretch, and would have had an infinite number of scouts coming to watch him. Although he had first-round potential, possibly even lottery, I expect him to be gone come the 2019 draft. If anything, Bazley will now become a second-round pick, maybe not even be drafted.
The NBA playoffs are just 10 days away, and the Eastern Conference is as wide open as it's ever been. However, do you really think LeBron James, the best player in the world, will accept defeat? Although the Cavs may have to deal with teams like the Raptors, the Celtics, and the 76ers, I believe that LeBron will be heading back to his 8th straight NBA Finals this season. LeBron is arguably playing his best basketball of his career this season, and he has a very athletic core surrounding him. Yes, LeBron doesn't have his superstar sidekick with him when he had D. Wade in Miami and Kyrie Irving in Cleveland, but I still think the Cavs have what it takes to win the East. While they may not have the second elite player behind LeBron, the Cavs still have a lot of talented players who can have a great game on any given night. The Cavs feature multiple veterans like Kevin Love, J.R. Smith, Jeff Green, Tristan Thompson, and George Hill. They also have a lot of fun and exciting players in Rodney Hood, Jordan Clarkson, and Larry Nance Jr. Additionally, the Cavaliers are 15-8 since completely changing their roster at the trade deadline and have won 8 of their last 9 games. Lastly, this Cavs team is peaking at the right time after a season of many ups and downs. LeBron James is having the best season of his career, averaging career highs in scoring, rebounding, assists, steals, and blocks. With LeBron playing at his best and the role players doing their part, the Cleveland Cavaliers will be back in the NBA Finals once again.
Come the 2018-2019 basketball season, expect the Knicks to finally start making moves in their rebuilding process. Since Scott Perry has become GM, the failed acquisitions of Phil Jackson have begun to disappear one by one, while new opportunities have rose. After a failed revival of Derrick Rose and Frank Ntilikina looking like a bust, Trey Burke has stepped into the spotlight and showed why he was the Player of the Year at Michigan. Kristaps Porzingis will return from injury hopefully midway through the season and will continue to take steps like he has as time goes on. In his absence, Michael Beasley has proven he can still play ball and has been a gem scoring option when needed. And last but surely not least, the 2018 NBA Draft features a number of potential star players. It is well known the Knicks will be looking for either a point guard or a big man, and lucky for them, there are a number of those guys available in the lottery. Trae Young, Colin Sexton, and Wendell Carter are all looking like reliable picks for the Knicks. It takes two to tango, and the duo of one of these prospects alongside KP will be deadly in the future. And while both of these guys will be developing into stars in the next 3 years, Courtney Lee, Tim Hardaway, and Joakim Noah, who are all roster fillers, will be coming off of the books. That will open up the Knicks cap space to sign a max contract free agent in the summer. A big 3 in New York, you couldn't write a better ending.
As the NFL draft approaches in 3 weeks, the New York Jets have a big decision on their hands. Which quarterback is the team going to select? While there are some logical options could be Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, or Baker Mayfield, the decision needs to be the UCLA quarterback, Josh Rosen. The junior was very impressive in his 3 years playing for the Bruins. For most of the season, Rosen was considered the guy of this draft. He threw for almost 10,000 yards and 59 touchdowns in 2.5 seasons under center for UCLA. However, these are just a few of the reasons why the Jets need to select him as their signal caller. Rosen is the best pure passer in the draft, as he's an amazing player right now, but also has a ton of room to grow. If the Jets are not comfortable starting him right away, they have the perfect guy to help him mold into the NFL. McCown and Rosen have very similar bodies, and I think learning under McCown for a year will be great for Rosen. While there are many other great quarterback options in this draft, Rosen has to be the guy. I honestly believe Darnold will be gone before the Jets pick. Baker Mayfield may have maxed out his potential, but can the senior get even better than he is now? And Josh Allen's a very risky pick, and the Jets can't afford that risky of a selection at this time. Most NFL mock drafts have Josh Rosen join Gang Green, which hopefully will happen. With Josh Rosen and the Jets' young core, New York will be a problem in the AFC East for years to come. Rosen is ready for the New York City spotlight after playing under center in Los Angeles. It simply all adds up. Josh Rosen needs to be the next quarterback of the New York Jets. When we return, Roman and I will give our thoughts on the NCAA championship game this past Monday.
Welcome back. This past Monday, we witnessed Jay Wright and the number 1 seeded Villanova Wildcats absolutely demolish the number 3 ranked Michigan Wolverines. Your immediate thoughts on the game, Eddie?
I think it just proved that Villanova is a really good team. Michigan really needed to make shots if they wanted to have any chance in this game, and they didn't make a lot of shots. They really struggled to shoot the ball, and that was really their problem for most of the tournament. And the fact that they made it this far was pretty impressive, but I just think Villanova's star power really showed.
Yeah, I mean, I think they showed very good defensive play, which we didn't really expect like that much. Michigan shot the ball 3 for 23. From three-point range, which in a national title game,
you can't do that.
It's just unbelievable. They did end up shooting almost 44% from the field, though. So it goes to show they weren't that bad from the field. They just weren't hitting their shots. And that might be due to DiVincenzo, Michael Bridges, any of those guys on the perimeter.
Yeah, I just think Villanova had more playmakers. Like all 5 of the guys on the court could score. For Michigan, I think they're a little more limited with the guys who could create for themselves. So I think the best team won. Villanova was clearly better than Michigan on Monday. I think it really was a blowout in the second half.
And your player of the game, I think it's an obvious one.
Dante DiVincenzo. I think that's an obvious one. I think it really came out of nowhere. 31 points. He's been the 6th man for this team. Not really expected to be the guy. Jalen Brunson's been the guy all year, but he really proved that he's going to be a special player at Villanova in the upcoming years.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's only a sophomore. He still has 2 more years if he wants, if he doesn't want to declare for the draft. But him and Jalen Brunson, throughout the NCAA tournament, they both averaged 30 minutes a game. Yeah. When you look, one game Brunson would step up. DiVincenzo had a few good games himself. But overall, it was really a team effort for this Nova team. And they were blowing out teams throughout the tournament, and Michigan wasn't. So personally, going into this matchup, I thought Nova had the edge. Who would you think had the edge?
Oh, definitely Nova. I saw a stat that they won every game by double digits, which is pretty impressive. I think everyone thought Nova was winning this game. When Michigan was ahead at the beginning, I thought maybe it could happen, but once again, Villanova just showed how good they are and why they're a number 1 seed.
Do you think this is a NCAA championship that we're going to remember for the time being, or do you think because it was such a blowout, it doesn't compare to, say, 2 years ago when Chris Jenkins hit that?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it compares at all. The first half was pretty interesting, but the second half, I think we knew it was over from the 15-minute mark on. There was really no chance that Michigan was going to come back from that deficit.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan was up when it was 21-14 about halfway through the first half, but then Nova just went on a tear. They scored 23 points to end the quarter, and they ended up going into the second half with a 9-point lead, which basically they dominated 3/4 of this game.
Yeah, exactly.
So we only got to see a flash of Michigan. The big man for Michigan, Moritz Wagner, I know he's declaring for the NBA draft. He's supposed to be like a late pick in the 20s, probably, might even be a second rounder. But he had 11 points and 5 rebounds at the half. He finished the game with 16 points and only 7 rebounds.
Wow.
So I think that really goes to show Nova's defense going into the second half.
Yeah, they definitely made sure they shut down their best player, and they did pretty well doing that.
And we saw how that turned out. What memory, since this wasn't a game that you said you're going to remember for the time being, what memory do you have of this whole March Madness?
I mean, there was a lot. I'm going to even say DiVincenzo. He really came out of nowhere and showed himself as a star player. Another thing is, even though they only played 1 game, Trae Young was really the story of college basketball this year. And although he had an early exit, he was the guy. He was on headlines everywhere. He was really the biggest storyline of college basketball this season. So I guess he didn't make it too far, so he's not really a March Madness storyline, but I think Trae Young deserves like a lot of credit for what he did for Oklahoma.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he averaged like 30 points a game, I think, for them. He's going to be a lottery pick, hopefully, to my Knicks. But for me, it had to be Loyola. I just think what they did was just absolutely amazing. And, you know, they didn't really come close in that game against Michigan, but the willpower on the fight they had, you know, they weren't even, what were they ranked, like 11th maybe?
Yeah,
I could be wrong on that, but not even being a top 10 ranked team coming into the tournament, showing the heart, showing that it's a team game. They hit big shots like 3 games in a row down the stretch. I thought Loyola was just something that everyone's going to remember for the time being.
Oh, definitely. And Sister Jean, that was another big storyline.
Sister Jean.
Loyola.
Everyone loves Sister Jean.
Coming up, we have Gabby Riccardi debuting her brand new segment. Stay right in your seats. You don't want to miss this.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the first ever show of What Are You Doing? This is the show where we take some of the best viral videos on the internet, the ones that are trending right now, and just ask ourselves, come on, man, what are you doing? Before we start, I have to ask you guys, is anyone else fed up with this weather? One day it's 70 and sunny, I'm out in my bathing suit tan and relaxing, getting coffee with my girls. Then the next day I wake up, 6 inches of snow, I'm on the ground shoveling out my car. It's crazy, man. With that said, I have to apologize. I'm a little under the weather. Got a little bit of cold, a little congested and whatnot. Having a couple sinus problems at the moment, but hey, as long as it gets me out of class, I'll deal with it. With me today is the wild and beautiful Stevie Carpinello.
How you doing?
And the one and only Roman Caffini's trying to show us up in his suit, but this is better, that's better. So I'm your host, Gabby Riccardi, and I already know what you're thinking. This jumpsuit, that's a nice jumpsuit. I have several more at home. Any color you want, I got it. Now who's ready to see some videos? So, this first video I have for you guys, I know you're really gonna appreciate. It's Gronk with the shirt off doing his thing. You might feel a little uncomfortable, but let's give it a play. Woo! Look at those back muscles. Look at him on the ground. Look at that little thrust he got going on. Hey.
Oh,
Shaq got the Superman
my
shirt
God.
on, too.
I love Shaq.
You know what that looks like? Looks like you on a Friday night.
Hey, with a little drinks in me? That's definitely me.
Which one, Shaq or
Not
Gronk?
that part, though. I think he should stay to football. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think he's the best dancer, but those back muscles, who?
This is why the Patriots want to get rid of him.
Really? They want to get rid of him? I didn't know that.
Apparently.
Oh my God. All right,
Look
get
at
this
Shaq.
out of
Look
here.
at
Get
Shaq.
that thrust out of here.
I
Let's
still
go to the
take
next
Shaq
video.
in the dance off.
So now this next video we got. So this next video we got this little boy. Keep your eye on the boy in the orange.
Ow.
Oh my God.
Ow.
It's like that's what it looks like when Monday hits you. That's what it looks
Monday
like.
hits you.
yeah.
This is a perfect name.
Right?
What was
How
he
did I
looking
see
at?
it?
Wait,
What was he
look at the
looking at?
dad's shirt. Look at the dad's shirt.
Oh, that's a.
The dad didn't seem to care.
No, he's still holding the camera. The
That's
guy
like
behind
whatever.
it.
Dad's probably dropped him.
He's
on
probably like, all right, we're gonna go get some ice cream. He's running out there. All of a sudden, oh,
I think that's grandpa.
That's it.
I don't know if that's dad.
he ruined dinner.
Ooh.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Oh.
I like that. That's good. So a lot of people said,
Is this high school or college?
college is North Carolina.
Oh, this is North Carolina?
Let's go. I want to see you guys
man.
do this. Let me see you guys
Oh,
do this.
man, I can't do this. yet.
Ready?
I'm going to go along with the club with you guys.
Ready?
Oh, Billy.
Ready? 2, 1. Oh, Roman, you get so much heat on Roman.
Yeah, you're the white boy that they're talking about. They can't do it.
I'm not here to dance.
Get this out of here. Let me see the next one.
Let's keep moving.
Ooh! Wow. No, look at his neck. No.
Oh my God, what do they call that?
I
CFE?
spun around.
That's it.
Yeah,
His
it's
spinal
CTE.
cord done. Was that football or lacrosse?
He's not playing football this season, I'll tell you.
I can't look at that.
Ow, what was he
He
thinking?
looks knocked out.
What do you think was going to happen when Elvis could put his head down?
My
Look.
question is, they're in a cafeteria. Don't they got a cafeteria monitor or something?
Yeah, where's the monitor? Where's the school security?
Where's the
Oh
monitor?
my God.
That's a good point.
Right?
Ow.
What is he, in khaki pants too?
Yeah.
All right, show them the next one.
Oh no. Oh my God.
That was a bigger hit.
Nod? That's a cheap hit. That is a cheap.
Is that considered illegal?
That's a cheap. No, it's not illegal. I want to know. Someone find out what happens to that kid. He's
dead. He's dead. He's not moving.
Wait, is that the ref?
He saw him coming too. Look at him. In the beginning, he looks at him. Look at him. Look, he looks up.
He wanted
He looks at him.
He
That
wanted
is a
it.
scumbag move, my guy.
I want to know what happened before this, that he trucked the kid.
That's it.
Oh.
You know, he probably caught him with his girlfriend getting a little ice cream. I don't know.
Hockey webcast. The ref
All
knew right away, too.
Yeah, what else you guys got
He
back
saw
there
him coming,
for
though.
us?
What do you think was going to happen?
Oh no.
Oh, I don't like skiing.
Oh, this is good.
Oh
Let
no.
me guess, he's going to fly.
Yard sale. Oh my God.
Thank God his leg. I thought his legs were going to break or something.
I can't watch. It's like his neck just. Listen, that's
he
what
just
you
sits
look
up.
like when you're flirting. You're at the bar with your girls. You think you're gonna score. All of a sudden,
And
like,
then
oh, I'm
bam.
going home with my friends. You did good, but you didn't finish.
That's amazing. I've done one of those snowboarding, not skiing. I've done one of those.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't do winter sports. Is exactly why.
Nah, me neither. I'm with you.
Break your knees, whatever. Next video. Oh, so this guy, let me tell you a quick little story. Duke
You know this
Lacrosse.
guy?
No, but I know his story. Duke Lacrosse, read that, has since shaved mustache per girlfriend's request. Guys, let me tell you, you all should listen to this guy. It's a role model. If your girlfriend don't like it, don't have it.
I say keep the mustache. I'm
No.
going with the opposite
He
again.
looks like a porn
Look at
star.
him.
He looks like a freaking porn
I mean, he has a
star.
girlfriend. It works.
That's
Look at
I
him.
don't like that. I don't
No,
like
barely
that.
not. Listen,
And he's a Duke guy playing lacrosse.
If your
You're going to get rid of that
girlfriend-
mustache?
if your girlfriend said, Roman, I don't like that, shave it. You shaving it?
I'm telling her no. I play lacrosse at Duke. I'm keeping the
Yeah,
mustache.
whatever.
But listen.
I don't like that. The little weesh on his lip.
The
I don't-
weesh?
It
What's a
looks like a little
weesh?
weesh.
Ooh, weeshpa. I
You know
don't
what
like
I'm
that weeshpa on his freaking face. Oh, God. Whatever. Listen, if my boyfriend had a mustache like that, I'd shave it in his sleep. That's disgusting. Get this out of here.
Do the Drake and Josh have to Sharpie it in?
Yeah, right. Well, that's all we have for you guys today. Thanks, guys. Catch us next time on What Are You Doing? When Halftime on the Hudson returns, Roman and Eddie will be providing you with their games of the week. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Let's get started with our games of the week. Another year of Yankees vs. Red Sox baseball. This rivalry would never get old. These two teams are the clear-cut favorites in the American League East. The Red Sox won the division last year and signed free agent slugger J.D. Martinez to their lineup. The Yankees were one game away from the World Series with a young team, and they just added National League MVP Giancarlo Stanton with a trade with the Miami Marlins this offseason. This will be the first matchup in the highly anticipated Yankees vs. Red Sox season series.
I think the Yanks got what it takes, man. I mean, seeing what they were able to do last year, especially like nobody had the expectations for them, and then you bring in Stanton, people are giving him stuff because he went 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts. It's the beginning of the year, and then he hits a home run today.
Yeah, it's totally different. I mean, I think their bullpen and their starting pitching's been pretty good, so I think if their pitching can just be decent, the batters will be able to get them wins. The pitchers can be good enough, they can win a lot of games.
Well, I think they definitely have the batting this season. Next Wednesday, April 11th, the Minnesota Timberwolves will be hosting the Denver Nuggets in both of the team's final games of the year. As of today, the Wolves sit in the 7th spot in the West at 44 and 34, with the Nuggets right behind them at 43 and 35. The last 5 spots in the West are all up for grabs, with the 4th-seeded Spurs not far ahead at 45 and 32. Essentially, the Nuggets could go from a 9th seed all the way up to a 4th seed if they want it bad enough. They're also facing the Timberwolves tonight at 8:30 Eastern Time, so we'll see a preview of next Wednesday. Look for an extremely hard-fought battle between the two, and definitely a game that's going to go down to the wire. What do you think, Eddie?
I think it'll definitely be a great game. I think both these teams, it's crazy how tight the playoff race is, but both these teams I think could win a playoff series. They both have really talented big men with Towns and Jokic for the Nuggets, so I think it's going to be a really good matchup.
I think it's going to be good, and then it's going to be interesting to see if Jimmy Butler makes his way
Yeah,
back.
exactly,
I know
that's
he's
true.
been flirting with the idea, he's been posting Instagram videos and whatnot, but it's also going to be a test for this young Timberwolves team. I mean, they got all young guys. None of them have seen the playoffs before
Yeah,
besides
the first
Butler.
time for most of them.
So we're going to see. Same with the Nuggets. That's all we got for today, folks. He's Eddie Whitman. I'm Roman Caffini, and this was Halftime on the Hudson. We're out. We'll see you guys later.